All right. Good morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to MolarGold Wednesday morning midweek analysis. Today, we are going to dissect the gold asset one more time. And in this case, we are going to look at how gold behaved last time we spoke, and then or the last time analysis, and then we are also going to look at the way forward. So the last time I told you guys, don't rush with gold. Gold will push up like this, drop, and then go back up, and that's exactly what it did. Exactly, it did nothing change. Today we are here, and I'm telling you that gold should do the same thing. Okay, but what is going to happen, what is going to happen here is very interesting. So at this point, when gold gets here, when gold gets into that zone, something interesting is going to happen. In fact, two things would happen in the zone, two things. And we have to take note of these two things. Okay? The first thing we have to take note of, the first thing we have to take note of is gold actually entering into the zone. All right? So when gold gets into the zone, like gold gets here, it gets here, we can equally break, make a correction like this, then we drop. Very, very possible. Gold can also bounce off from here, make a correction, and then we go back up. When we go in the back up, we're going all the way into these areas. That's where we are going to. Okay? That's what I'm seeing for gold this very week. So by the time the week should end, we should see gold doing these things. One, it should drop to these levels, climb back up, or drop, make a correction, and then the sell starts. So once gold does this, the sell is going to start. But if that is not the case, if that is not the case, and then we have to go up, then that is fine. But in all cases, like I always tell you guys, we would look to trade the pieces of the market than to trade the the how do you call it, the full moves of the market. All right, so it's best we look at these things and then we trade. It's best we do that. It's best we do that. Okay, so we look at gold in that kind of sense. We are trading each and every piece of gold. All right, that's what we have to understand. That's what we have to understand. Once we understand the pieces, how the pieces is like, then we can start trading everything one after the other. All right. So that's why I always tell you guys, let's let's not focus on the entire swings. Okay, the entire swings. Control Z. So this is the entire swing. This is the entire swing. At this point, I think I did the count last time. We have with one in red, with two, with three in red, with four, and then with five. Okay, okay. I got something wrong there. All right. So here, this one we already counted it as with five. So probably it should give us some ABC corrections right here. Okay. But what if all these things I'm talking about is just part of the puzzle? It's just part of it. Okay, all these things I'm talking about is just part of the puzzle. This is one thing that traders do not consider most of the time when they are trading. So when traders are trading most of the time, what they don't consider is is this. the pieces. They always look at the overall trend, the overall, but they don't pieces them together. And that is what, okay, this one should be here, and this should be here. Okay, so they don't pieces it together, and that is one of the major problems. But when you pieces them together, what is going to happen is that it gives you a kind of how do you call it? A kind of how do you call it? How do you call it? A kind of idea, yes, a kind of idea what you should be looking out for. Okay, so that always gives you like a step ahead. It always gives you like a step ahead. So anytime you are following the pieces, it gives you a step ahead, because like I always tell you guys, trading is just like a puzzle, okay, where you have to pieces them together. You put the pieces together. So if you are putting the pieces together, you are getting close to the completion of the puzzles. So as a trader, you don't need to focus mainly or entirely on the how do you call it, on the entire move. The entire move is good, but then you also have to look at other stuff, which is the pieces. The pieces is more important than any other. Okay, so now that we have seen that the pieces are very important and then we can capitalize or take advantage of them, let's get back into what we are looking. Okay, so these assets, which is the gold assets, has made this correction. We've made this correction. The reason why I've marked this area is because it's likely that we will go into this area before we do the drop. All right, 100%. When we enter into this area, nothing stops it. We now can go to the top, the bottom, because this move looks like this. Let me draw it perfectly correct. So this is a expanded flat kind of correction, and this would be a kind of diagonal. So this is a leading diagonal, and then we get a 5 with that, with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4, with 5, like this. Now this can be like I don't know what it is, either a leading diagonal or whatsoever. Then they do something like this, they drop, right? But because or Control Z, because we are not done yet, we are not done yet, because when we get here, that is when the cycle has fully completed. Okay, so since we have not gotten into this area, I still think that price have to push into it before we go down. And if price gets into this zone, case closed, we have to go back up, right? So it's very, very important when you are trading. Now let's check one or two things. Let's check one or two. Okay, so now we are checking, we are making sure that we are right. Okay, that is another thing. Making sure that you are right on your analysis. Okay, it's not like you just do the analysis and then you leave it. You leave it for it to play out. You have to also make sure the analysis is right, or is correct, or is accurate. Okay, good. If you look at this thing, it looks like a kind of a triangle pattern. It looks like a kind of triangle. It looks like a kind of triangle pattern. Okay, a kind of triangle. That's fine, right? Why am I saying it looks like a kind of triangle pattern? Immediately we open here, you can see that we having a divergence right here. So the divergence is telling us, so we have this to be there with 1, this to be with 2, with 3, with 4. So I think it's not done. It has to go down one more before we go back up. Okay, it will go down one more. If he wants to go up, he has to come down one more like this, then we go up like that, then probably the drop should follow. Okay, but if we go down and we just drop, excellent. It's still in the cycle, it's still in the idea, the trade idea. So we don't need to rush about anything, because once we get it right, once we get all these things right, once we get everything right, price should drop minimum. Let's check it. Minimum how many pips? Where's the measuring tool? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I can't find the tool. The tool to measure. The tool to measure. Where is it? Okay, let's use this one. So we can equally find it. Oh, this one has not right the pips. All right. Aha. Good. Okay. So that's about 250 pips. So we should be relaxed. At worst case, let's see. Let me see this one. If we even go up from here, that will give us about 100 pips. So if we drop from the 100 pips, if we drop with the inclusion of the 100 pips, all right, back down, that's 350 pips. Okay, so this is going to be a very good trade. If it goes up, it's good for us. If it continue downwards, it's good for us, because we'll definitely get that 250 pips. Okay, let's look at this one from here. Now we have this trend line intact. Nothing has happened to this trend line. Nothing has happened. So nothing has really happened. Once we break this trend line, everything is set for more sell. Okay, so let's also watch this trend line. Very important. Let's also watch it. It's very important. So we keep watching the trend line too as well. All right. Okay, at this point I think we have looked at the gold in the short term. We have looked at the gold in the short term. With the current fundamentals with gold, that is the war, gold should continue the buys. Okay, but price has not moved in a straight line, so we also have to watch out for some kind of sells, and then we go. Currently I think gold should drop minimum 400 pips from wherever it is. Minimum 400 pips. Okay, so I'm expecting that 400 pips to happen anytime. Okay, so because of that, I'm still waiting, and that is why I'm very sure about this particular trade, that we're going to get minimum 250 pips. All right. Okay, guys, so at this point, if you have any questions, you can ask. If not, I'll say let's call it a day. We'll meet again probably Friday. Okay, guys,